Hi guys, my name is Fallen Sun. I'm going to be writing a review today about The Last of Us 2. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is my first video review of a game, so please be gentle. If you have any keynotes or anything you'd like to share with me to make it better, improve, let me know. Definitely would like to know. I do stream whenever I can. I stream off of Facebook. You can find me at Fallen Sun TV. Just do at Fallen Sun TV to be able to find my page. I do memes all the time because I like to laugh. I like having a good, jolly day. Now, to go into this review, I want to hit some key topics. This key topics of this whole entire video is I want to talk not just about the issues of Last of Us 2, but also the overall game and how you play it. So to start it all off, I want to talk about three main topics. They're going to be mechanics, gameplay, and story. Now, mechanics is going to be very short. It's just going to be kind of going over what the key differences are between Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2. Okay? Now, just to kind of go into the story, if any of you have ever played Last of Us, the first one, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's okay. We're all new to this in some aspect or another. So to start off, I want to talk about the biggest key in this whole entire game is audio. So if you don't have a good mic, if you don't got a good headset, you just want to make sure you're capable of playing this, because audio is going to be such a key element to this. So what that means is a lot of the creatures that you fight with inside this game, both human and monster, if you will, all react to sound in a certain manner. So you're going to be throwing around objects to create sound, and you're also going to be doing things to divert yourself from sight and sound. So sound is a huge aspect of this game, so please make sure you have a good headset or speakers on your TV, because you want to get the most of this you can. Because once you get into the harder difficulties of the game, it is going to be crucial that you have this sound, because you're going to make one wrong step or hit something and creatures and people are going to run straight after you. They're out for blood. Remember that. So audio is just like it was in the very first game. You make a lot of sound, they're going to come for you. I think it's a little bit more fine-tuned than it was the first one, but there's still some issues. I've been able to throw some objects to create some sound diversions, and they don't work at all. They actually come straight towards me. I want to wrap those up just as general plugs. But moving on past that, the next thing is the mechanics, so the motion of how you actually play this game. So it is a third-person view game. Just like in any other game, you kind of get to see what's around you more familiar. But the problem that I have with this compared to the first ones, I feel like the camera's a lot more stiff and it auto snaps. So if you have that auto camera helper on, you might want to turn that off, because I didn't actually find that very useful. I found it actually a little bit more disturbing, because when I was actually in combat, it would turn to another enemy and I wouldn't be able to strike the guy I was trying to hit. It was not that often that was happening, but it was an issue. So make sure you fine-tune the camera a little bit and just play with it. Now, climbing, crawling, and everything like that is very straightforward. It's just how it was in the first one. They're not horrible things to that. There have been some funny bugs. So you're going to be utilizing some objects here. You're going to be climbing up things a lot. You're going to be using ropes and ladders in some scenarios. So the ropes have a really kind of cool trait to them. So typically with most cases of the ropes, you're going to have to find something to throw over them. So you're going to use it to climb up walls in a sense, or swing over something. So you want to make sure your shot's good with that and roll up the whole rope. Just an FYI. Okay, now moving aside from that, the combat mechanics of everything, very good, just like it was in the first one. You can feel like you're in control with most of the fights. Again, a lot of your weapons have to be updated to get upgraded to get the full power out of them, and also the stability. And what I mean by that is a lot of this game you're gonna have struggling with, because your sway on your guns are gonna be hard, and headshots are actually crucial in this game, because you don't want to waste ammo, because your ammo resources are very limited in all aspects. I love doing stealth kills as much as the next guy, but The Last of Us, I would just prefer to put a bullet in their head and just move on with my day. Okay, now, short on that, let's get to the bread and butter, gameplay. I do want to have you guys prepared for this. This is roughly 25 plus hours worth of gameplay. There's a huge amount of cutscenes in this game to help develop the story, which I think is good. and you're going to be dying a lot. So you can push up that gameplay as much as you want. So going to the first aspect, fighting enemies in this game, besides from the mechanics, it feels very very so. I feel like the monsters in this game, if you will, the infected, you actually run into a lot less of them than you did in the first one. So the scary aspect of the monsters is kind of dwindled down. You're going to be fighting a lot more people than you actually are these monsters, and that's kind of okay. But at the same time, it's the end of the world scenario. Like in any other end of the world scenario that has monsters, you're always going to have those monsters as a fight at any time. So you got to be cautious of taking a fight with humans because they're going to run in, right? I wanted a little bit more of that. I didn't feel like there was a good amount, but overall, fighting in itself is fun. You want to make sure you take your positioning right because positioning is crucial in addition with sound. So, moving on from that, looting in this game is super critical. If you've ever played any survival video game, you want to know that your resources that you have to either build your objects, heal yourself, or just have ammunition is always very limited. So make sure you're looking in every nook and cranny that you can possibly look into and pick up every note and take a minute to read it. Because a lot of information are in these notes, such as hiding spots for loot and also safes. Safes are a good implementation that they did into this game, and there's quite a few of them throughout it, and they are big upgrades to your kit. So you want to make sure you hit as much of those as you possibly can. So make sure to look at everything. You see something flashing on the table, it's probably going to be a piece of paper. Look at it, go for it. It's going to be beneficial. Or you're just going to learn some more about the storyline. Again, this is a sad game, so a lot of the notes are about I died. So just keep that in mind. Very cool portion that they added into this was the horses. I really did enjoy the horses when you in the first part of the game because they were a great mobility tool to get around. In addition, when you popped out a different side of the building, they'd always end up magically being there. So I thought that was a very cool part on the developers and having them there because I would hate to play this game and then have to go find my horse. It just comes to you. So it's very nice. And the friendship mechanics, if you will, there's going to be a lot of scenarios where you can engage your AI companion in chit chat. I would recommend you go ahead and do that because you're going to learn more about them, and it also helps kind of develop the storyline in addition to the cutscenes. Make sure you watch the cutscenes so you get the full aspect of it so you can generate your own opinion and your own feelings of the game. There's a lot of death in this game, guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You kill a lot of people. There's a lot of scenes where you question a lot of things, but I'm going to dive in a little bit more story, so just be prepared for that. There's a lot of nitty-gritty scenes where you're going to be chopping people up or cutting them up. So, the bread and butter part, where everybody seems to be upset with this video game, and you see user scores everywhere just plummeting. It has to do with the storyline, guys. It doesn't have to do with the LGBT community or anything like that. And the media kind of populated it like that to where they made you feel they destroyed the whole entire game because of this, and you're either a racist or a sexist or a transphobic because you don't like the game now. No, that the media don't listen to them. Play the game for yourself, and you'll understand why. So, in a nutshell, I'm gonna try not to spoil as much as I can, but in a nutshell, we all know that Joel dies. Joel ends up dying, and he loses out. And playing his character that you played in the first one so heavily,